Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here with the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your planning outlook on Monday the 7th of October. It's all very autumnal, the wet and wild variety at the moment, as opposed to the misty and mellow side of autumn that we can get, but we're missing at the moment. Basically, Atlantic weather systems will keep steaming in from the west or the southwest. At times it's showery, at times it's some more organised rain. Either way, over the next week to 10 days, it's more of the same. So let's get straight to the sequence and see what we've got for the days ahead. Now, through Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got a fairly cool west by southwesterly flow, the air mass originating off the North Atlantic and Greenland, so it's a showery regime that we'll see, and temperatures on the highest tops are close to freezing in Scotland, above say 11 or 1200 metres. Now, showers will merge into almost constant rain across western Scottish hills, with some hail, maybe a rumble of thunder in some of the heavier bursts just locally. Fewer showers toward the eastern side of the Highlands and only a scattering of showers for the southern uplands. Meanwhile, across England and Wales, it's showers again, and the little occluded front running eastwards in the morning may give some more organised showers even here, and then breaking up into a scattering throughout the afternoon. The isobars are close together, it's a windy day, it's gales across most of the mountains. And put that on repeat for Wednesday for many places. The wind may be slightly more westerly compared to southwesterly. It makes very little difference in general. It'll be pulling in frequent bursts of rain to most western mountains, fewer the further east you go, but some showers will nevertheless rattle their way eastwards on that gale force wind across most of the mountain areas. And again, it's close to freezing point on the highest tops in Scotland. Significant wind chill though wherever you're exposed on higher ground. Again, there's the risk of some hail and thunder in some of the heavier showers, particularly western hills in Scotland. Now, Thursday is one of those slightly messy in-between days as we just go between weather regimes, basically. It's not quite as unstable. The showery westerly flow is not quite as potent, but we've not quite got in the next set of weather fronts producing more organised rain or drizzle, essentially of a tropical maritime variety. So it's just in between, where it's bursts of rain locally, some patches of drizzly rain. I suspect once again though, many western hills will see rain at least on and off, in some places persistent, and low cloud covering most of the western mountains. For Wales in particular, as that warm front comes in, that low cloud may well just fill in from lower slopes up, with rain and drizzle setting in pretty widely. Across eastern hills, again, your best chance of some clearances to higher tops and fewest of the showers. It's still a windy day. There may well be a bit of a lull just in between weather systems, but expect those winds at times to be towards gale force on the tops. Complicated story then as we head onwards into Friday and the weekend. We just start to see centres of low pressure spinning up from the southwest, with various sequences of fronts passing northeastwards across the British Isles. A real tangle to get the detail. Don't take anything too literally off this chart, but once again it's a message of western hills and mountains being most prone to frequent or constant rain, drier conditions the further east you go. It may be that Scotland is a bit more showery, it may be that the more organised rain is focused on England and Wales, but we won't get too clever with that at this stage. Keep an eye on your local forecast then as we update them every day throughout the week. And again, it looks a windy picture, once again, with the isobars close together. Treat the detail with a pinch of salt, but that's the chart we've got at the moment for Saturday. A real mess of various fronts. It's a west by southwesterly flow that's in charge. Some places there may well be windows of opportunity of dry weather for perhaps most or all of the day, but I wouldn't want to absolutely pin down who will fare the best at this stage. Just the suggestion of a wriggling frontal zone that affects the south of Britain. Now that could shuffle slightly further northwards to affect Wales and the Pennines. It might be that it affects the English Channel. If it does, it's a more optimistic picture that could develop, with some parts of northern England and Wales getting away dry. I'd fancy that Scotland has got the idea of showers coming in from the west, but toward the northeastern side of the Cairngorms, for example, with a bit more shelter, you've greater chance of staying dry. Again, don't be too clever at this stage, but just a few little subtle trends with that weather pattern that we can start to look towards. As we go onwards into next week, it looks as though it's a story of fluctuating air masses really from day to day, and exactly where the air has come from will dictate the sort of pattern that you'll see from any given day. When it comes in a bit more from the south-southwest, it'll be mild, it'll be full of low cloud and some heavy falls of rain at times. Occasionally, when that tips more toward the west or northwest, we'll find cooler, fresher, brighter and showery conditions that will get in. That may just repeat itself over a few days. Basically, the situation starts the week with a trough of low pressure somewhere dug towards the Azores. What that can do is tend to spin up a few quite potent areas of low pressure that come up from the southwest, and those could be the big rainmakers over a day or so into next week, and even maybe the latter part of this upcoming weekend. Notice the low pressure that's over the North Atlantic, that's swinging in, so by the time we get to, say, around Tuesday perhaps, we're into that polar maritime west by northwesterly for a day or so, but you can see the next trough digging in across the Atlantic. That tips things back toward the southwest. The sequence repeats itself. There could be another heavy rainfall event that comes in from the southwest with that one. You wonder eventually whether this pattern will run out of steam and we'll start to see a build of pressure that develops from the west. Just toward the later part of this sequence, you can maybe get the feel that that's trying to happen, and we do get a quieter spell of weather. May well get there, but for the time being, I'd suggest it's the best part of 10 days or more away. So we're stuck with it being unsettled, odd better days, slight variations day to day, but it's unsettled over the next 10-day period. So windows of good weather, few and far between, I would say, for the time being. Always keep up to date then with your local forecast that we update daily on our website. I'll have the next video for you online on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.